very good evening to you. I hope that your weekend is off to a great start. We've got plenty in store for you today. It has definitely been a long day. We've got plenty of analysis of everything that happened today at Kasarani, and with plenty of comprehensive reports with what is going on nationwide as well. Remember, you can interact with us at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms. But first, let's take a look at the highlights. Tonight, ODM leader Raila Odinga officially declares his bid to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta.
On this day of December 10th, 2021, I, Raila Amolo Odinga, I do hereby accept to present myself as a presidential candidate at the presidential elections.
KANU leader Gideon Moi attends Raila's Azimio la Umoja National Conference with his One Kenya Alliance co-principals giving the event a wide berth. Mount Kenya University comes to the rescue of a student who was denied an opportunity to pursue her dreams of becoming a doctor.
Nafasi ambayo nimeipata sitaiacha bure, nitatia bidii. Mungu akinijalia nifaulu, nitakuja nisaidie wale wenye wako chini kama mimi.
Welcome to the broadcast. Faith Mwikamba is a sign language interpreter. I am Muthoni Maina. Now, ODM leader Raila Odinga today declared that he will make his fifth bid for the country's presidency in next year's election, ending months of speculations. In his 10-point agenda, Raila said he will focus on uniting Kenyans. Elizabeth Mutuko with the story.
Many as of that opinion say aye.
In a show of might reminiscent of the 2017 general elections campaign period, Raila Odinga's motorcade snaked through the human traffic and made its way inside the historic Kasarani Stadium at a few minutes past noon. Leader after leader paid allegiance to what will now become the Azimio la Umoja movement.
I do hereby accept to present myself as a presidential candidate at the presidential elections on the 9th of August 2022, following the request and anonymous written by Azimio la Umoja.
With that declaration, Raila Odinga made it official that he will be throwing his hat in the ring in the 2022 race to State House. Cheers from thousands of his supporters punctuating the air. The announcement bringing with it an end to speculation on former Prime Minister's political future. Raila, who has in the past had major differences with his political nemesis, accusing them of stealing his victory in the past, steering clear of the past and promising to inject his fifth stab at the top seat with new energy.
They cried about the huge impact of the Standard Gauge Railway on their businesses. We traveled into the river North Rift, and there I listened to concerns of residents whose livelihoods are being destroyed by cartels in agriculture. People who import maize while farmers are stuck with their maize. They lamented the collapse of the dairy and tea sectors and the high cost of farm inputs.
Among the issues he says his presidency will address include corruption, digital economy and technology.
A detailed manifesto addressing the critical concerns like corruption, public debt, industrialization, ICT and digital economy, promotion and protection of businesses, and particularly protection of private property.
The ODM boss, who has been forming strategic alliances with influential political figures in the country, saying that this time is more sure that he will clinch the presidency. His allies who graced the occasion promising to work with him, further endorsing his candidature.
Ndio tulienda na porojo kubwa, na Bwana Kimemi alisema tuliingia kwa mlima na uongo na propaganda mbaya kwa baba Sasa sisi ndio tutarudi huko kuambia ukweli na unlock hiyo uongo tulipea.
We are the first to go and say Kenya is more important and the people of Kenya are more important than any other person. In 2018, when we were in the midst of the problems that we had after elections, you were again the first to go and shake hands with the Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta in order to bring peace in this country. We now know that Kenya will be in safe hands with you as the next 50th president of this country.
Tuliza Kenya ikawa moja, sasa tunaelekea mbele. Na sisi tunaungana na Raila kuweka hiyo kushikana pamoja iwe permanent. Atuletee mabadiliko, Kenya iwe moja, tuende mbele. Kusikue kuna Kenya ya opposition na Kenya ya serikali, iwe Kenya moja. Na yeye amekuwa akipigania hiyo miaka yake yote na wakati wake sasa umefika.
The official entrance of Raila into the presidential race now complicates him of working together with the One Kenya Alliance, whose principles, apart from KANU chairman Gideon Moi, gave the event a wide berth. Having declared his candidature for the 2022 race, now all eyes are on who is going to choose as his running mate. Elizabeth Mutiko, TV47 Kasarani Stadium, Nairobi.
Thank you, Elizabeth Mutuku, for that report. Now, Baringo Senator Gideon Moi today attended the Azimio la Umoja convention meeting, hinting at a possible partnership between him and the handshake. This as three OCA principals skipped the event, with political analysts hinting at a possible split in the One Kenya Alliance. Joash Ansare with the report.
All roads headed to Kasarani for Raila Odinga's big day in a meeting dubbed Azimio la Umoja. ODM supporters and those from Jubilee and the famous handshake arrived early to witness the occasion. This as OCA principals Kalonzo Musyoka, Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi gave the meeting a wide berth. However, Gideon Moi, who is also a principal in the OCA coalition, attended the meeting where he hinted at a possible partnership with the ODM leader Raila Odinga.
You will trust, I can assure you, those who are here and those also who are in OCA. Those you can trust. Outside that realm, ni kitu kingine.
Gideon's sentiments came after KOTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli urged the KANU chairman to ditch OCA and join forces with Raila.
Mzee akiondoka nchi hii alisema tusikuache. Na nataka kukuhakikishia hatutakuacha kwa OCA sisi. Hatutakuacha kwa OCA. Hatutawacha Gideon Moi kwa OCA.
Atwoli is trying to make a statement to Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula in protest and majorly to localize politics, because he has always made himself the kingmaker of Western.
Meanwhile, ANC MPs from Kakamega County have backed the move by party leader Musalia Mudavadi to boycott the Azimio la Umoja convention meeting.
Tunasherehekea Mheshimiwa Musalia na Mheshimiwa Wetangula. Hao waliandikiwa barua ati wanaalikwa waende kwa harusi ya Raila leo. Mheshimiwa Musalia akasema yeye haezi enda kwa harusi ya Raila kwa sababu Raila ni opponent yake. Kwamba Raila anasimama urais, Musalia anasimama urais.
Watu wa Malaba walikuwa nafikiria wewe kura yako utakuja kuwaomba halafu mwisho upeleke kwa maji huko. Lakini leo umeonyesha ya kuwa kura yako ni yako, hutapelekwa huko chini tena kwa vile leo kwenda kuhudhuria mkutano ile iko Kasarani.
The MP said Mulembe Nation has been left behind development-wise and they will be able to change the narrative through Musalia, urging locals to back Musalia's presidential bid in next year's elections.
Na Musalia, Wetangula, msuwachane. Mmetuondolea aibu. Kuna wakati fulani, wakati wa handshake, wewe na Wetangula mliwachwa na Raila alipokuwa anaenda kwa asali.
Mimi ningependa kuambia watu wa Azimio la Umoja, it is not about Musalia Mudavadi, it's about our people. We are the ones going to decide where Musalia Mudavadi is going.
So lazima watu wa Mulembe Nation mkuwe na msimamo. Na msimamo yetu ni ANC.
Joash Onsare, TV 47.
Moving on, the Mount Kenya University has today held its 20th graduation ceremony at its Thika main campus in Kiambu County, with leaders lauding the university for its contribution in the field of research and innovation.
Cheers, excitement and jubilation was the mood that characterized the Mount Kenya University main campus in Thika, Kiambu County, where the 20th graduation ceremony that involved over 5,000 graduates was celebrated. This graduation ceremony was graced by different education stakeholders, including University Education Principal Secretary Simon Nabukwesi, the University Chairman for the Board of Directors Professor Simon Gisharu, and the Vice Chancellor Deogracius Jaganyi, who commended the institution for being at the forefront in matters research and innovation, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We have all seen the power of ICT revolution and its usefulness in mitigating COVID-19 pandemic challenges at the institutional level. Therefore, the Board of Directors will continue to invest more on ICT to ensure improved connectivity for students and staff.
In this regard, I wish to applaud Mount Kenya University for ensuring continuity of learning during the turbulent period. It is this dedication that has culminated in the celebrations we are holding today.
To this end, much support has been provided by the university towards charitable missions, in research, in teaching, as well as infrastructural development in different parts of the East African region. Such achievements are to be commended. As a result, the university has become well known in the East African region as a partner of choice.
MKU has in the past 1 year boosted COVID-19 diagnostic capacity in Kiambu and Nairobi counties through implementation of operational research. This work is supported by the World Health Organization, Interactive Research and Development, IRD, and FIND, and Harvard University of US.
Professor Gisharu has lauded Mount Kenya University for attaining gender equity in imparting knowledge and skills to learners.
I have also noted from the list of graduates that girls have catch up with boys on a ratio on almost 1-to-1, which is a very good achievement.
The graduates have expressed their gratitude to Mount Kenya University in enhancing their skills and knowledge.
Being here has been very exciting. Our lecturers have been very useful to us. They have guided us all through, even during the times of COVID-19.
In September this year, the Mount Kenya University, in partnership with UNESCO and the University of Nairobi, launched the O3+ program with an aim of equipping university students with knowledge and skills to help them in future. These 5,333 graduates were the first group to hold their celebration at the Mwai Kibaki Convention Center that was launched on the 4th of November by Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47.
Entrepreneurs around the country are creatively grinding.
I started with a borrowed phone.
A borrowed phone?
Yeah, that could last 2 hours with charge.
We just have to do quality work for them.
To make their mark in an unpredictable market.
It was now going on a sales venture, looking for stockists door to door.
On the grind, we bring you their stories so you can tell yours. Every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Men are known to be the pillars.
We're rising up together.
Say your point.
You need an alpha male now to come and help you and your girl.
Ameongea zero.
And women, they are the cornerstone that hold the pillars.
Don't be entitled. A man is peaceful, a man knows how to talk to a lady.
This November, the Men's Conference brings a cocktail of diverse ladies to weigh in on various matters.
Something I'd love more to see is men being able to exist as themselves.
Tune in every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Hello guys, and welcome to Night In with Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu.
Heartbreak, pain, and tears have been a major part of Night In Season 1. We thank you for being with us on this journey, and for this upcoming season, we will bring you more empowering stories that not everyone is talking about.
This is the only show where we keep it authentic. We share our lifetime experiences, and you know what?
Welcome back to TV 47 Weekend. Now, before we go back to politics and try to dissect what happened today at the Azimio la Umoja convention with my governance expert Dennis Nzombe, who has joined us remotely today, let's take a look at these inspiring story as Mili Nafula Baraza, a student who had failed to secure an admission in university for the last 14 years, despite scoring an A- in the 2007 KCSE examination at Manor House Secondary School in Trans Nzoia, Mason, realized her dream of pursuing higher education after the chairman of the board of Mount Kenya University, Professor Simon Gisharu, offered her a scholarship at the institution. Our reporter Boniface Baraza has the details.
An 80-kilometer journey from Kitale Town, Texas to Chepchoina Village in Endebess constituency, Trans Nzoia County, where we meet Miss Nafula Barasa, who made headlines over the predicament she undergone for the last 14 years after failing to get an admission to university due to discrepancies by the defunct Joint Admissions Board.
Nilikuwa nimekuja kufill admission forms za university, Mount Kenya University.
The single mother of two, who resorted to working as a posho mill operator to make ends meet in the village, is close to realizing her dream of pursuing higher education after the Mount Kenya University came to her rescue, courtesy of its chairman, Professor Simon Gisharu.
I was touched and I said that I will give scholarship to Mire Nafula Barasa so that he can be able to join the university and will be able to pay for her hostels and everything else so that she can be able to self-actualize herself.
Nafula is grateful for the opportunity, saying it will enable her pursue a career in medicine.
Nataka pia nishukuru Professor Simon Gisharu wa Mount Kenya University kwa hiyo nafasi amenipatia ya kwenda kusomea degree ya masomo ambayo nilikuwa nimetamania kwa muda mrefu. Nataka niwahakikishie wale wote wametia bidii na kujitolea kunisaidia. Ninawahakikishia kwamba hii nafasi ambayo nimeipata sitaiacha bure, nitatia bidii. Mungu akinijalia nifaulu, nitakuja nisaidie wale wenye wako chini kama mimi.
She however has another challenge of taking care of her children and siblings while she undertakes learning, since they all depend on her.
Muhisani ambaye atajitokeza akuja nisaidie ndugu yangu na watoto yangu wawili, ili wakati nitaenda huko kusoma niweze kuconcentrate kwa masomo, nikijua huko nyuma kuna mwenye amenishikilia na anasaidia watoto wangu, sikuje interrupt masomo yangu.
Residents here welcome the move by the private university to offer helping hand to the lady and challenge the Kenya University and Colleges Central Placement Services Board to ensure all students who merit for admissions in various institutions are not discriminated upon.
Nimefurahi sana kwa dada yetu vile ameweza kupata scholarship, kwa sababu ni mojawapo ya sisi kama wakazi wa hapa tutajivunia kwake. Ningeomba kwamba serikali kupitia mjumbe wetu mbunge waweze kujitokeza na serikali.
It is a new dawn for Millie Naful after 14 years of struggle for her to write the best version of her story by becoming a medicine doctor, the dream she longed for. Bonfas Barasa, TV47, Chepchoina location in Endebe Sub-County, Trans Nzoia County.
Definitely such an inspiring story there. We wish Nafula the very best of luck. Now it's on to the political segment, as I am joined by Dennis Dhombe, who is a governance expert. He's here with us in studio. It has definitely been a long day following up on the Azimio la Umoja convention event that happened today. So karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
So, you know, Raila has today done it in an unconventional way, from inviting the former Speaker of the National Assembly, Francis Ole Kaparo, to make his bid, a people-driven one, to avoiding endorsement of the National Delegates Conference. From a governance expert point of view, where does this now place others eyeing ODM ticket for the presidency like Jimmy Wanjigi?
Thank you very much, and good, I don't know whether to say good evening or good night, viewers, whichever time zone you are in as well. I think first of all it's important to interrogate the chronology, the journey to the launch today, and we can't fail to identify the Mount Kenya Foundation. And of course you want to look at it from an amorphous nature, and you ask yourself, what kind of organization is this? Of course, it looks like a top-line organization, but I'll call it a caretaker committee that then factualizes and rationalizes and mainstreams Raila as a state project, and absolutely nothing else. You know, and of course, you know, they are not speaking on behalf of Mount Kenya, but then from that we have seen even soft endorsements by the presidents that have come, that have come in very strongly. And I wrote an article in the Stand say, if the president campaigns for one candidate, definitely he upsets national unity. But then talking about today, then you would look at it as a formalization of this project. But then the most interesting thing, and that's the reason why you're asking the question that you asked, which is a worthy question, is that what is this launch? And then does it sit well with the NDC, and does it lock out other people? The valid answer is that yes, it locks out other contenders within the ODM party. But then you realize this was not an ODM presidential launch. This was the launch of a presidential candidate within a loose coalition. And I'm saying that within a loose coalition that looks fractious, because this was purported to be, or pretended to be, the inclusion of other Kenyans. But then the most paramount person you see there is Raila Odinga, and a very weak Jubilee. Given the fact that Jubilee is actually the ruling party, and that's the reason why I'm saying it's fractious, because then this was supposed to be a presidential launch on a platform of a coalition, a pre-election coalition. But then we don't see the strength of the coalition. We don't see other parties. We see Raila Odinga and a decimated ruling party. And that, to me, as a security person, I would say that alone is a threat to national unity. But I'll get to explain that later. But today was a 2002 moment where we saw Moi versus Kibaki, and we saw Moi endorsing Uhuru Kenyatta. But incidentally, I think today was a fail to democracy and a fail to many things.
Still
because of the way it's formatted and structured.
Still on that matter, Raila has, made it official that he will be on the ballot. Where does these put his plans of the former Prime Minister forming a working relationship with the One Kenya Alliance?
And that's the reason why I'm saying is that today there was no One Kenya Alliance. Other than Gideon Moi, who is one leg out and one leg in terms of Oka, and he left after his speech anyway. But anyway, we know that he may be the running mate thereabout. But Musalia Mudavadi declined, Kalonzo Musyoka declined, Wetangula declined. So of course, you can see that within Azimio there's no Oka. Azimio is purely Raila Odinga, fathered as a state project with a very weak Jubilee. In fact, there's nothing to inherit in Jubilee. So when you talk about him going back to NDC and allowing democracy to thrive in ODM, and the fact that he's already launched his bid, it means then there would be no intra or internal democracy within ODM. And even if they do an ODM NDC meeting or whatever it is later, really Raila Odinga has closed doors for anyone possible. Even if Oka was to partner with them, the door has been closed. There is absolutely no negotiation. But you saw today it was Raila Odinga and a weak Jubilee party.
So with the three Oka principles missing from that, can you say that there is a split in Oka?
I think one of the things that we are seeing is that there's a likelihood of Musalia Mudavadi launching his bid perhaps next year in January. We may see that because Kalonzo Musyoka has launched his bid, Wetangula has launched his bid. What we don't know now is a survival of Oka in itself. And whether without Raila Odinga and without Gideon Moi, Oka will be able to stand perhaps as a third force thereabout. Given the fact that also these are delicate regional parties that do not campaign beyond their village and the village backyards thereabout. Kalonzo would campaign in Siakulu, Musalia would campaign in Western, and Wetangula, we don't know where he campaigns, but possibly Western. So the formation of Oka as a formidable third force is possibly the thing that we wait to see, but the survival of Oka in itself, given the fact that when you look at the constitutional timelines, if they decide to format themselves and deposit a coalition agreement at the Register of Political Parties, the timelines are extremely tight, the discussion is extremely tight. These are people who don't want to lead themselves technically. So I think it's going to be a gold rush of some sorts between Kalonzo and Mudavadi and Wetangula. I think they themselves are in some type of crisis, but Raila has locked the door between themselves, any kind of negotiations between themselves. I think Raila has jolted with Jubilee and with himself by himself.
All right. As we get to wind up, some of the issues that he says his presidency will deal with seem to be a reflection of what the current regime promised Kenyans in the run-up to the last general elections. He's yet to unveil his detailed manifesto. So what do you think the manifesto should prioritize?
In fact, today was a great assault to the president because there was very little that he spoke about Jubilee. And he portended to the failures of Jubilee, that they, Jubilee themselves, are taking Raila as a project. But Raila doesn't seem to like what it is that they do. And he's throwing jabs at them and punching in the darkness and whatever it is that there is. And that's the reason why I said, and I was talking to some colleagues in the industry, in the security industry, and I said, Azimio has been contextualized as a threat, that whoever who does not partner with me, they must expect some type of force that is unconstitutional, and they must shake hands with me thereabout. It's a nationalization of bad habits, backstabbing, and anything else that we have seen as a history of ODM being a soft threat. We call it, in fact, in security, we call it a soft coup, saying that if you do not partner with me whatsoever, then you will have to contend with some type of force and agree with me. But going on what it is that he threw about, it looks like he wants to bring in some type of welfare state, where he wants to give money for free for 2 million youths or families or whatever it is there is. There is essentially nothing that you can take home as fundamental. No inheritance of the big four whatsoever. In fact, he completely got rid of the big four. And therefore, we are seeing Raila as desiring to open a new door, even though he happens to be a state project.
All right. Thank you so much for your sentiments on what happened today. It has definitely been a long day as we got to follow up on what happened today at Kasarani. Thank you so much, Dennis Ndombe, who is our governance expert. Thank you so much for your time. Now it's time to take a very short break. We will be right back with more. Do keep it right here.
Entrepreneurs around the country are creatively grinding.
I started with a borrowed phone.
A borrowed phone?
Yeah, that could last 2 hours with charge.
We just have to do quality work for them.
To make their mark in an unpredictable market.
It was now going on a sales venture, looking for stockists door to door.
On the grind, we bring you their stories so you can tell yours. Every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Men are known to be the pillars.
We're rising up together. Say your point. You need an alpha male now to come and help you and your girl.
Anaongea zero.
And women, they are the cornerstone that hold the pillars.
Don't be entitled. A man is peaceful, a man knows how to talk to a lady.
This November, the Men's Conference brings a cocktail of diverse ladies to weigh in on various matters.
Something I'd love more to see is men being able to exist as themselves.
Tune in every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Hello guys, and welcome to Night In with Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu.
Heartbreak, pain, and tears have been a major part of Night In Season 1. We thank you for being with us on this journey, and for this upcoming season, we will bring you more empowering stories that not everyone is talking about.
This is the only show where we keep it authentic. We share our lifetime experiences, and you know what? Tell every person that you can turn your pain into power.
Join Joy Irungu on Night In as we take the brave step of sharing.
The road to 2022 is becoming tougher.
Nyuma ya wheelbarrow kuna economic model.
And trickier with each passing day.
Niliwaambia washushe chini bei ya mafuta.
Political aspirants in a dilemma whether to change allegiance or not.
How has Raila and the handshake made Jubilee lose focus?
You've seen Raila Odinga flying military choppers.
Our people have never been called to Uhuru Park to unite. They have always united out of their own volition.
Reduce your madness.
Kenyans are suffering. That'd be fair to conclude.
I don't want your station to be sued. That Jubilee government has never been able to sponsor any successful project.
Every Monday at 9:30 p.m., Pundits Night brings you inclusive and candid conversations with the pundits. We say disability is not inability.
Our impairment are not disability. Disability is the barriers put across by the society.
Beyond the Limit gives a voice to those abled differently.
People with special needs can undertake a job, particularly that is customer service focused, as good, if not better, than people that are 100% abled.
We bring you conversations of these great persons, round table conversations, and many more. every Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
Tasty. 100 any chungi mgonja kabisa, like you do not need to add anything.
So the first thing you need as a beekeeper is a beehive.
Yes.
Even though I know I won't treat it as that because when I'm engaging the time. You can handle it. But if you want us to reduce, we can reduce it.
Wake up feeling fresh every morning and knowing that there is a morning show that's got you covered. It's the morning show built just for you. From local headlines, a comprehensive debate, entertainment, and so much more. I'm always thrilled joining you every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Kilimo Diaries is not your one-stop show. Sandra Wahito is always on the move to different counties, different farms, and it's always unpredictable. Animals, crops, and advice from both farmers and experts.
We also add calcium sulfate when it's too basic.
Every Sunday at 6:30 p.m., we talk agriculture.
Welcome back. Now, Deputy President William Ruto today was in his charm offensive in Turkana County, where he attended the 6th Tobongulore Cultural Festivals in Lodwar. The festival is organized as a way of ending enmity among Turkana community, the Toposa of South Sudan, Koramojong of Uganda, and Dasnak of Ethiopia. Vincent Karoki has more.
Deputy President William Ruto today pitched tent in Turkana County, where he attended Tobongulole Cultural Festivals at Moi Garden Stadium in Lodwar. The cultural festivals are held annually starting in December, with hundreds of Turkana communities, both in Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan, showcasing their outfits, foods, and traditional songs. Ruto continued to sell his bottom-up economic model to residents of Turkana.
Arambe! 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 The people of Kenya, mimi nawauliza, Mathayo 7:15 inasema, jihadharini na manabii wa uongo. Wanakuja kwenu wakivalia ngozi ya mbuzi, lakini kule ndani ni umbwa mwitu wakali sana. Wengi wa hawa wanatuambia ya kwamba eti wanasema mambo ya umoja ya Wakenya. Wao leo wanapanga wewe enda anzisha chama ya kabila hiyo na kona ile na kijiji ile, eti watugawanye. Mimi nawauliza watu wa Lodwar, tafadhali msikubali tugawanywe. Umoja ni nini?
The country's number 2 said if elected, Kenya's president in the 2022 general election will create job opportunities for the youths.
Na nawashukuru wabunge wote wa Turkana except one, wamekubali. Tumeungana na wabunge wengine 160 wa Kenya na tumeunda chama ya kitaifa ambayo inaunganisha Wakenya wote, yenye uwezo wa kutengeneza serikali mwaka ujao, yenye mpango ya kuinua hawa vijana wapate ajira, na yenye mpango ya kupatia nyinyi biashara yenu muendelee, na tusaidie kilimo na tuweke universal health coverage.
Ruto was accompanied by political leaders affiliated to UDA. Among them, Turkana Governor Josephat Nanok, Uasin Gishu's Jackson Mandago, among others.
Sisi leo tunataka faida yetu katika serikali ya William Samoei Ruto. Na hiyo faida tutapata kwa sababu viongozi wenyu kuanzia mimi tumesema yeye ndiyo atakuwa rais mwaka ambayo utakuja.
Mimi nimeona kule Kasarani wamekosa watu mpaka sasa wanaendesha kipindi ya televisheni ya mwaka 3 iliyokuwa kule nyuma.
They are dividing the people of Kenya so that they can perpetuate personality cult and personality leadership in the political arena in our country. We are telling them, the people of Kenya, under the Hustler movement,
ile risasi ambaye imejaa ni ya Ruto, imejaa kabisa.
Ukiangalia Turkana kote, ukiona Turkana vile wako wote wamevaa colors za UDA, wote wamekuwa watu wa UDA. Mimi ni washukuru wanaturkana kwa kuungana na Wakenya wengine wote.
Vincent Karoki, TV47.
Moving on, Busia residents on the Kenya-Uganda border are living in fear following the confirmation of the Omicron COVID-19 cases in Uganda, even as a new research emerges showing the essence of a booster COVID-19 vaccine shot in the fight against the highly transmissible Omicron variant. Zainab Mohammed with the story.
At the Kenyan-Ugandan border, fear is rife among citizens from both countries, the inter-border truck drivers in particular decrying of their safety even as they embark on their travels into and out of the country.
We heard that the variant was detected in Uganda, so we are very much worried hatujui kama hiyo variant may be spread to the drivers or travelers coming from Uganda.
Kama dereva wa trucks tumekuwa na kutoa na wasiwasi vile tutapita Uganda tuingie Kongo, na wasiwasi mwingi, sijui serikali itatusaidiaje na huu ugonjwa ambao umepatikana Kampala.
The drivers now want both governments to tighten the COVID-19 protocols among those traveling into and out of the country in order to ensure the safety of everyone operating at the border.
Natakana izuie iweke quarantine ambao wanapatikana, ifanye test frequently. Tukue sisi madereva ndio tukue kwa on the safe side, because we don't know mahali penye tunaenda kukutana kutengamana na watu wagani na wagani.
Hatuna namna tutaweza kukabiliana nayo, namna inasemekana ni dangerous, ni hatari sana. Sasa ikiwa ni hatari sana, naomba sana watu yetu ya serikali county na ile national government iweze kujali kabisa sisi mpakani hapa.
Busia Deputy Governor Moses Mulomi urging the residents to strictly adhere to the COVID-19 protocols in order to keep off the deadly variant from spreading further into the country.
Ambao wanafikiri ugonjwa wa corona umepunguka, wajua kwamba tena variant mpya inaitwa Omicron imetokea, na tunasikia kwamba inaweza kuwa even more virulent than others. So it's up to us to continue. Watu waendelee kuvaa barakoa, waendelee kusafisha mikono na kukeep distance, kwa sababu ndio njia moja mnaweza kupunguza huu ugonjwa.
The first cases of the Omicron variant were first discovered in the neighboring country of Uganda on December 7th, with the country now reporting more than 12 cases of the deadly variant. This even as a new research emerges showing the essence of a booster COVID-19 vaccine shot in the fight against the highly transmissible Omicron variant. According to the research, a third dose or the booster shot provides the body with enough antibodies to fight off the Omicron variant. Zainab Mohammed, T47.
Thank you, Zainab, for that report. Now it's time to get sporty with with Dennis Otieno, the dapper man himself, our sports desk news anchor, looking dapper as usual. Now over to you, Dennis.
Well, thank you, Mudhoni Maina.